Hello. Today I thought I would just hop on and I wanted to talk about emotions. We live in this crazy emotional world. We ride this deep wave of emotion, and even when we're not feeling emotional, other people's emotions are coming at us and they can stir everything up. It's quite incredible. I've had a reminder of this over the weekend, and it's also reminded me actually of how calm I am 90% of the time, and how lucky I am to have gone through everything I've gone through and arrived in this place. So over the weekend, there has been a lady who has got control, deep control issues, and she has sent huge ripples out, affecting loads and loads of people. And it reminded me of how many of us are subject to this, so that we can feel as if we're living in an emotional padded asylum, that somebody comes at us, they release their emotion, because for this lady, the emotional response she's had has actually had nothing to do with anybody else at all, although she's sent it out, and it has everything to do with her needs, with her fears. And so she's sent need, fear, rejection of other people, control out into the world. And I just thought how many of us are doing that, and how many of us are trying to filter it when it comes through, and then we don't filter it. We magnify it. And it made me think of being in an office and how quickly that magnifies down. So the boss, your boss, goes into a meeting, and there he is told off for not reaching the correct figures. And he comes out and he's pissed off, and he's, angry, really. He's frustrated and angry. And he goes downstairs, and the thing he does is pass that on. First thing he does is pass it on. So somebody says, hey, can you help me with this? And he goes, da-da-da, we're not meeting these deadlines, da-da-da-da-da. And he passes his own anger and frustration on. That person feels attacked. And then when we become attacked and defensive, we become angry and we grab our sword in order to protect ourselves, and we attack other people. So that person goes back into the office and passes the anger on. You're like, who can hold the baton the longest? And we all know the extraordinary people that we meet that are a full stop to other people's emotions. I had a boss like that once, who was able to hold what was coming down from him to stop it and not to pass it back on. But he stands out in my mind as an extraordinary being. So most of us live in this world where we pass emotions on and on and on, and we magnify them. The same thing happens in the home. The father comes home from work cross, for example, takes it out on his family. The children become frightened and they learn that kind of behaviour. And it just takes us so much courage to be the full stop to that anger, to that aggression, to that negativity that's going out into the world. And the first step is not to take it personally, but to do that is a journey where we have to come in and into our body and just bring awareness and learn to hold those spaces, because it's easy, so easy to believe that it's the mind reacting, but it's not. It's the body. So when we are confronted with anger like that, we feel it in our bodies. It's like an attack in our bodies, and we feel that in our bodies, And we have expressions that say that. It hit me in the chest, we say. Oh, that I felt that in my stomach. So we have expressions to know that our body feels that blow way before our mind does. So we come into the body first. And that's what I do. I do one-on-one coaching, and I find your individual triggers, because the things that you can hold and the things that light you up and send you reacting are completely individual to you. They're to do with how you're made, a history of your reaction to the world that's been led up and led up, and is now quite a solid bruise, so that every time it's touched, it explodes and says, "Don't touch me there." So we go in, we find what matters to you, because this is a one-on-one process. So if you are ever interested in starting with me, there is a link in my bio to book 15 minutes to chat with me. And there is actually no weight on that, meaning I'm not going to sell to you. You have to choose me. If you enjoy a conversation with me, if you want a one-on-one conversation with me, I will do it for the joy of it. And it would bring me great joy to meet you. Have a really, really lovely day, and look out for all that anger. Look out for the chain of it rippling round. Thank you so much for joining me.